Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another book review on Forgotten Weapons. I'm Ian McCollum, and today we're going to be taking a look at a brand new book on the market, the Makarov Pistol by Henry Brown, Cameron White, and Edwin Lowe. Now you might be looking at this and thinking, pretty sure I already saw this one. However, that's because you saw the last one where we reviewed the Makarov Pistol by Henry Brown and Cameron White. They have very cleverly split this book into two volumes. So the first volume covered Soviet and East German Makarovs, and we did do a video on that a little while ago, so you can check that one out if you don't have that half of the book already. But they have just now released the second half of this two-part series, which covers Chinese, Bulgarian, and Khyber Pass Makarovs. So pretty much everything that I said about the first volume applies to the second. The printing is the same, the picture styles are the same, the writing style is very much the same. This really is a two-part book that has been split in half like this. In general, the information is very good. This is, I believe, a print-on-demand book, so if you're the sort of person who's really looking for super, high-quality texture and great paper and really high-res pictures, you're not really going to get that in this book. What you are going to get is some actually really good information on the Makarov. Now, a lot of people are going to look at the Makarov and kind of dismiss it as like, does anyone really care? It's just a Makarov. Well, the more, as with so many things, the more you get to know, the more you can appreciate about the different subjects. So, for example, I think a lot of people probably don't realize that the Chinese production of military and civilian Makarovs is really quite distinctive. And there are actually a number of Chinese military Makarovs in the country. These were actually manufactured really quite early, like 1960, where the commercial guns didn't start being made, or rather didn't start being imported into the US until at least 20 years later. So do you know how to tell the difference? Well, you can with the book. This also then goes through and describes the different importers, both for Bulgarian and Chinese guns. Different grips that you'll find. There are very few changes to the Makarov that were made throughout its production, but there are a few, and this will cover them. Serial number ranges, like what they mean, how to break down one of the Chinese serial numbers and understand the information that it contains. And then basically the same sort of information for Bulgarian guns. Bulgaria sold a lot of Makarovs, both commercially and militarily, to other countries. So there's a similar breakdown of those in here. And then, of course, the section on the Khyber Pass Makarovs is, to me, particularly appealing. I really kind of like some of those craft, home-built sort of guns. And the ones that they've got in here, the Makarov, they don't have a lot of examples. They have just a couple examples of, not necessarily, they call them all Khyber Pass, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they came from specifically the Khyber Pass. That's kind of become a catch-all phrase for the American or the collecting gun community, and reasonably so. But they're basically hand-produced Makarov copies. And the ones they have in here are actually surprisingly high quality. I wouldn't want to shoot any of them. Definitely don't recommend that anybody else shoot any of them, because no matter how great the machining looks, you don't know anything about the heat treat or the metal composition. So just don't shoot those things. But if you want to learn more about them, how to distinguish them, particularly good ones, from proper real factory Makarovs, that's a good chapter in this book. So overall, I think it was clever of them to split this into two pieces, because if you liked the first half, you'll definitely like the second half, and you'll need to get the second half, of course. Price on this is $39.95. It is available directly through Amazon, so there will be a link to that in the description text below. If you don't care about Makarovs, don't worry about this book. But if you want to have an all-encompassing library, or if you're looking specifically for information on Communist bloc pistols, Cold War pistols, Soviet pistols, this is going to be an important and valuable piece of reference literature for you. Thanks for watching.